Hello, I'm Lee Shaching from Sally's Book Talk. Recently, Spirited Away was released. I asked around in our department and found everyone, from the elderly to kids, loves it. Hayao Miyazaki, I still remember the first Miyazaki film I watched was Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind in elementary school. That girl in blue walking on golden fields, and then I got to know Miyazaki's world. In old houses, soot sprites blink as they pass through. Witches fly in the sky. Raccoons hold meetings in open fields. And at night, Totoro hops into your little garden with an umbrella. Hayao Miyazaki once said in an interview that he hopes his films tell people living in this world is worthwhile. He takes us away from the industrialized society to get to know nature spirits, reminisce about lost childhood feelings, fly with the wind into the sky, and explore ourselves. Why do we love Hayao Miyazaki? I think it might be because he shows us the world's reality, yet reminds us not to forget innocence and hope. Next week, we'll hear about 6 books, each offering a different perspective on our existence in this world and how to keep innocence alive in it. If Miyazaki's world is one where everything has a spirit, the book we'll cover on Monday will tell you how genes in all living things connect, cooperate, and compete with each other. That book is The Society of Genes. Its 2 authors are Aitai Yanai and Martin Lurcher. They're from the US and Germany, respectively, and are both top experts in bioinformatics. These authors propose, if we see genes in the body as tiny members in a large society, how does this society actually work? On Monday, we'll listen to this book, The Society of Genes. On Tuesday, we'll discuss the memoir by Austrian writer Stefan Zweig, The World of Yesterday. Zweig was born in a peaceful golden age. Young him freely enjoyed Vienna's coffee, art, and museums. However, the world wars destroyed that kind of life. In his memoir, he recorded how European civilization was destroyed, with sincere reflection. The 2 wars dissect himself and also the eras he lived through. The book covers up to 1940, when Zweig was nearly 60 years old. Later, he passed away with regret, but his book, The World of Yesterday, is beloved worldwide and radiates eternal beauty in literary history. Life can be lived as you wish. Don't just go with the flow. This is a quote from The Cat Returns. I wonder if Zweig would agree with this. Um, After discussing humanity on Wednesday, let's change our perspective on the world. The book for this day is How the Chicken Conquered the World. Many people don't see chickens as birds, but just as food. That's actually the biggest misunderstanding about chickens. Chickens are not only birds, but also the most numerous birds in the world. Even if you add up all the cats, dogs, pigs, and cows, they still don't outnumber chickens. Currently, there are over 20 billion chickens in the world at any given moment. That means there are about 3 chickens for every person. And chickens don't just win by numbers. The author of this book, science writer Lawler, said that if cats and dogs disappeared from the earth, their owners would be sad, but the world would still function with little noticeable impact. However, if chickens disappeared, it would cause chaos. So, how did chickens conquer the world? On Wednesday, we'll listen to this book together. On Thursday, we'll extend the dimension to the universe. Thursday's book is Beyond Space-Time. Imaginations about parallel universes mostly exist in sci-fi movies and shows. For example, people can cross the galaxy in seconds using wormholes. Wormholes, also called Einstein-Rosen bridges, are passages between parallel universes. Can we really travel through wormholes to parallel universes? Theoretically, it's possible. This isn't just in sci-fi movies, it's a frontier topic in modern physics. This involves hyperspace theory. The author of Beyond Spacetime, Michio Kaku, is a famous Japanese-American physicist. The book on parallel universes we mentioned before is also his work. And in Beyond Spacetime, Michio Kaku will explore hyperspace and the possibility of time travel with us. I wonder if you've noticed that in My Neighbor Totoro, Totoro himself only appears in 4 scenes. Could he be on an interstellar journey? On Friday, the book we'll listen to is Brave New World. The Guardian UK ranked it 53rd in their list of the 100 greatest novels of all time. The author of this book, Thomas Huxley, was a student of Darwin and a famous supporter of evolution. In this novel, he envisioned a so-called brave new world, where technology is extremely advanced, material wealth is abundant, social order is extremely stable, and ethics are perfectly self-consistent. But can this efficient harmony achieved through perfect technology truly make people happy? Aldous Huxley deeply questioned this. When human birth and social functioning rely entirely on high-tech means, when human emotions and desires are satisfied by soma, and when people cannot choose their own fate, the outcome is inevitably tragic. Huxley once said, "Brave New World is a rational monster, and a so-called perfect world that pushes technological rationality to the extreme is fundamentally absurd." Because the inevitable logic of extreme technological rationality points to the demise of the individual and the birth of totalitarian rule. Finally, on Saturday, we'll listen to a book about happiness. And Hayao Miyazaki once said, "Encountering Totoro once in a lifetime is enough." In the animated film, only pure-hearted children can see Totoro, who comes to them when they're afraid and lonely, guarding their childhood. Actually, as adults, we can also see our own Totoro. The book we'll discuss on Saturday, Authentic Happiness, might bring some inspiration. Its author is Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology. We previously covered books like What You Can Change and What You Can't, and Learned Optimism. These books are all by Seligman. We've prepared links in the transcript below the audio. Feel free to click if interested. In Authentic Happiness, Seligman tells us that the key factors to happiness are virtues, strengths, and positivity. After studying different cultures and ethnic groups, psychologists have identified 6 universally valued virtues: wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. These virtues correspond to 24 strengths. Virtues and strengths help us enter a state of flow, allowing us to immerse ourselves purely, like a child. This gives us a deep sense of fulfillment and helps us find meaning in life. And all right, at the end of the program, a little advertisement. Recently, many listeners have left comments saying they want to hear more popular science books. In Hayao Miyazaki's films, flying is an eternal theme. Our Sally's Book Talk has also covered several books related to flying. We've prepared a flight book guide for you. Interested listeners can click the link. All right, we'll take you flying. That wraps up this episode's editor's picks. I'm Li Shu Ching from Sally's Book Talk. Thanks for listening.